Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're taking a really close look at a piece of tech that could pretty much turn your home into its own power plant. This is the EcoSun 15 kWh system, and we're going to tear it down to see what really makes it tick.
So here it is, the EcoSun 15 kWh series. At first glance, it doesn't look like some clunky industrial box. It's actually really sleek, kind of like a modern appliance you wouldn't mind having in your garage. And that's by design, because this thing is meant to be the heart of your home's energy independence.
And that really gets to the core idea here, doesn't it? I mean, what if you could just grab all that sunlight from a bright sunny afternoon and bottle it up? Save it for a rainy day, or for when the power goes out, or even just to use at night when electricity from the grid costs a fortune. That's the exact promise we're diving into today.
But let's be clear about one thing. This is so much more than just a simple backup battery. It's really designed to be the central command center for your entire home's power system.
You'll hear the term all-in-one a lot. That just means everything. The battery, the smarts, the management system, it's all perfectly integrated right out of the box. And it's also stackable. That's awesome because it means it's modular. You can start with one, and then if you need more juice later, you can just add more units in parallel. Super flexible.
All right, let's pop the hood, so to speak, and get a feel for the actual hardware. Let's see how this whole system is physically put together.
Okay, so to give you some perspective on the size, the full stack of 3 modules stands about 1.7 meters tall. That's roughly the height of your average refrigerator. But what's really impressive, to me anyway, is how slim it is. It's less than 30 centimeters deep. So it's got this really slim profile that isn't going to eat up your whole garage.
The main interface is so refreshingly simple. There's just one big, obvious power button. And then right below it, you've got these communication ports, RS-232, RS-485, and CAN. Now this is the important stuff. This is how the battery talks to all the other parts of your system, like your solar inverters.
And this right here, this is basically your dashboard. These little blue LED lights give you an instant update on what's going on. The run light tells you, yep, I'm working. The ALM, or alarm light, will flash if something's up. And that whole row of lights for SOC, that stands for state of charge. Well, that's just your fuel gauge. Simple as that.
And this just gives you a better look at its connectivity. You've got a port here for a Wi-Fi module, a USB port, probably for firmware upgrades, and most importantly, a parallel port. That's the magic connection you use to hook up multiple battery stacks and double or triple your energy storage. Okay, so a battery this advanced needs a seriously powerful brain to manage everything. And that's where the Battery Management System, or BMS, comes in. Honestly, it's the unsung hero of this whole operation.
So what is the BMS? Well, think of it like a dedicated little computer that lives inside the battery. Its one and only job, 24/7, is to constantly monitor everything to keep the battery healthy and, more importantly, safe. It's watching voltage, current, temperature, all of it. And here's why that is so important. The BMS is basically a multi-layered safety net. It's going to stop you from draining the battery too much or charging it too high, because both of those things can cause damage. It also protects you from power surges and crazy temperatures, and it's constantly actively balancing the voltage across all the little cells inside to make sure the battery has the longest life possible.
The chemistry inside is also a huge piece of the puzzle. This system uses lithium iron phosphate, or LiFePO4 for short. And all you really need to know about that is that it's non-toxic, it's non-polluting, and it is famous in the industry for being one of the absolute safest and most stable lithium-ion technologies you can get. Plus, it has a really long cycle life.
Okay, so we've talked about the brains. Now let's get to the brawn. What can this system actually do? We're going to look at the big performance numbers and translate them into what they actually mean for you in the real world.
First up, 15 kilowatt hours. The easiest way to think about this is like the size of your energy tank. For some context, just one single kilowatt hour can power a big modern refrigerator for pretty much a full day. So yeah, 15 kilowatt hours is a lot of energy. It's more than enough to run the essential stuff in a typical house for many hours during an outage. Next, 10,000 watts, or 10 kilowatts. So if kilowatt hours is the size of the gas tank, this number is the horsepower. It's the maximum amount of power the system can plump out at any single moment. And 10,000 watts? That's enough power to run a bunch of hungry appliances all at the same time. We're talking your microwave, the fridge, and even an air conditioner. This number is all about longevity. So a cycle is just one full charge and one full discharge. This battery is rated for at least 6,000 of those cycles. Now, if you were to cycle it once every single day, that comes out to over 16 years. The manual is a little more conservative and says the design life is over 10 years, which is still fantastic.
And this number, this is a big one, 95% depth of discharge. What this means is that you can safely use up to 95% of all that stored energy. With a lot of older battery types like lead acid, you'd wreck them if you drained them that much. This high efficiency means you get to use almost every last drop of energy you store.
Now, even though this system is incredibly smart and has all these layers of protection, it is still a very, very powerful piece of equipment. So we have to finish up with some essential rules for handling and operating it safely, and these come straight out of the manual.
Let's just point out a couple of the most critical ones. On the do side, always recharge within 12 hours after you've fully discharged it. It's just good for the battery's health. And on the don't side, and this is huge, it is absolutely forbidden to connect the battery directly to AC power, or to use it with the wrong kind of inverter. These are not suggestions. They're crucial for your safety and for keeping the warranty valid.
So, there you have it. The EcoSun 15 kWh is way more than just a box that holds a charge. It's an intelligent, powerful, and scalable system that's really designed from the ground up to be the power hub of a modern, energy-conscious home. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? As technology just like this becomes more and more accessible, are we on the edge of a revolution where every single home becomes its own personal power plant? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.